What is going on, Raptors Nation? It is Luca here back with another video. Hope you're all doing well. If you guys watched WrestleMania like me this past weekend, it was a great one. And in the midst of WrestleMania, we got Raptors basketball Sunday night before Cody Rhodes finished his story. The Toronto Raptors, they got another win. The Raptors beating the Washington Wizards 130 to 122. And just like that, the Raptors have won 2 games in a row. Hasn't happened a whole ton this season. And they're going to have a chance for a 3-game winning streak when they host Pascal Siakam and the Indiana Pacers tomorrow. We're going to talk about, guys. Do me a solid, hit a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. So the Toronto Raptors, they got off to a great start in this one. They were on fire from the field. I mean, the Raptors, they were hitting shots, and they really took it to the Wizards in that first quarter. They outscored the Wizards 42-17 as the Raptors, they were just firing on all cylinders, and it looked like it was going to be a blowout. But Washington, they then outscored Toronto 21-2 over the first 7 minutes of the second, as the Raptors, who were on fire in the first quarter, were cold. They missed 14 of 15 field goal attempts, but they were able to recover, and they did make their next 8 straight shots, and they led 63-50 at halftime. Then in the third quarter, the Raptors and the Wizards neck and neck, fourth quarter as well, but the Raptors able to prevail thanks to Immanuel Quickley's 31 points. Immanuel Quickley's looking good, guys. I mean, this was a guy who had a great game against the Milwaukee Bucks. So the Raptors upset the Bucks, snapping their 15-game losing streak on Friday. Quickley, another solid outing. Beyond solid. I mean, 31 points, 13 assists, 7 rebounds. Quickley is looking legit, man. I'm so excited about Immanuel Quickley's future with this team, how much better he's going to continue to get. He was 10 of 10 from the free throw line, getting to the line, 9 of 15 from the field, very, very efficient. He and RJ Barrett, we know when these guys play, the Raptors are a much better team. Barrett had 22 points, 9 and 19 from the field. He got to the free throw line 6 times, made 4 of them. You look at the Raptors in this one, guys, they had 4 players in their starting lineup score 20 or more. Gary Trent Jr. had 20. Kelly Olynyk had 21. Grady Dick had 13 from off the bench. He did leave the game with a groin injury. A little bit of an ironic injury there. But hopefully Dick, it's nothing serious. He'll be back next game. We'll know more as we go along here. But yeah, I mean, the Raptors going up against the Wizards. It's funny. A lot of people thought this was going to be the game that the Raptors were going to win to end their losing streak. That's before they pulled off the big upset against the Bucks. This was the game that I said is going to be the last Raptors win of the season. But you look at the Raptors, they're building good habits. They're winning these games. They're starting to feel good about themselves, looking to end the season strong with just 4 games left. This week is the last week of Raptors basketball until October. So they're going to want to go out there and try to win. This team's obviously getting some guys back. We're not going to see, in all likelihood, Scotty Barnes and Jakob Poeltl in the final 4 games here, but you are seeing Quickley, Barrett get back into the fold, starting to build some nice chemistry, starting to get back into rhythm, the rhythm that we saw them play with coming out of the All-Star break. Abaji's back. So it's nice to see this Raptors team and its pieces actually go out there and perform to the level that we know they're capable of performing at. And you look at this one, I mean, they were good from the field, 51%, 3-point percentage, or 35%. They all rebounded the Wizards. They had 33 assists. And the Raptors had 66 points in the paint. They led by as many as 29. They really took it to Washington. I thought this was going to be a rout. But like I said, that second quarter gave Washington a chance to kind of close the gap a little bit. But overall, I mean, this was a no doubt about them win by Toronto. They were really, really sound in this game. I mean, their defense needs some work. They did give up a ton of points, but their offense, it looked good, especially in the early part of this game. And, you know, you see Darko start to run some things with the guys out there, Immanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, and then when Scotty Barnes comes back into the mix from injury next season, you can see why there's a lot to be excited about with this young core. So the Raptors, they win again, and this is a team that they got 4 games left. They got Indiana on Tuesday, then they have the Nets, then they have Miami on the weekend. So for those of you who are worried about the Raptors losing the 6th worst record, you know, they got a little bit of a cushion there. And, you know, Memphis, I believe, has 3 games left. So I'm not worried about the Raptors squandering their positioning here. I mean, if the Raptors somehow win out and Memphis loses out, then that would be problematic. But, you know, the Raptors, they know they have some breathing room when it comes to the 6 worst record. So like I said, they want to start developing some habits. They want to start putting forth some good efforts. And I'll tell you this, just from a perspective of watching these games, I mean, it's been a lot better to watch these games. We're seeing a much more competitive product. And you didn't want to see this team get blown out the way that they did in the previous losses. The way the Raptors have played Friday and now Sunday has just been night and day to what we've seen compared to that losing streak. The Raptors coming together as a group, you're really starting to see some of these guys gel together. You know, even a Gary Trent Jr., he might not be back here, but he's putting forth his best effort where if the Raptors do bring him back, you know, he's going to be familiar with some of these other starting pieces. So I like that the Raptors are starting to build some nice habits here. Obviously, I don't want them to jeopardize their 6 worst record. I don't think they will, but you do want to see them play strong. You do want to see them play hard. And in a game like this against the Wizards, I mean, they should be able to beat the Wizards. I know they're not at full strength, missing Pirtle and Barnes, but you should still be able to beat the Wizards, who are just downright bad. So the Toronto Raptors, they were favored to win this game. I expected them to win this game. They did win this game. And now this is a team that's going to look to finish off strong. So it's been much better basketball. We've been seeing some nice things from this ball club. And yeah, you just want to see the Raptors play hard the rest of the way, as this final week is going to be about that. Continuing to develop the players that are there, continue to develop things that you want to build on going into next season. And Darko Rajakovic knows that. He said that he wants to keep these guys healthy. He wants them to be healthy, and he wants them to continue to get better till the end of the season. So Raptors, guys, they got 4 games left. The season's going to be done this time next Sunday. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup against Indiana, because that's a big game for Indiana as they try to keep that 6th spot. You look at the Eastern Conference standings right now, Indiana, they're trying to hold on to that 6th spot because they got the 76ers right on their tails. The 76ers are only a game back of the Pacers for 6. So the Raptors can actually do themselves a favor Tuesday by winning, because if Indiana falls to the play-in tournament and then in essence they miss the playoffs, remember, the Raptors have Indiana's pick. So by lowering Indiana's chances and getting Indiana in the play-in, if Indiana misses the playoffs, that would mean a better pick for the Toronto Raptors, a late lottery pick. So the Raptors, they definitely have a lot of incentive going up against that Indiana team on Tuesday. But the Pacers, they have won 2 in a row. And like I said, they're going to be really, really putting their best effort in that one, because they want to remain in that 6th spot so they avoid the play-in altogether. But Philadelphia, they're getting hot. They've won 5 in a row, and they're on Indiana's tails. So that's going to be a very interesting game. You want some late season theatrics? Well, the Raptors can be the ultimate spoiler on Tuesday to the Indiana Pacers and their former player, Pascal Siakam. So anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts on the Raptors' latest win. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments down below. That is it for me. This is Lucas signing off. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay safe.